Hello everyone, this is Ch-1, your English teacher. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ch-1. I have done my MA, Master of Arts, B.Ed and MPhil, Master of Philosophy. Because by the source of this internet, we are going to have the first lecture as you are studying in 11th English medium. So basically, if I talk about myself, I have taught English for 12 years and I have been associated with the colleges and the private institutions. So I welcome you all on behalf of PP Savani School. Today we are going to have the first lecture of English. So dear friends, let me tell you one thing, that the government of Gujarat has implemented the syllabus of NCERT, and this NCERT is having two textbooks at 11th standard. The first one is Hornbill, second is Snapshot. Hornbill is a core course book, that is your main textbook, and Snapshot is your supplementary reader book. So you will be having two books. So before starting up this lecture, let me get clear about the things. NCERT is having two books, one core course book and second will be your supplementary reading. So very first thing, that the first chapter of Hornbill is the portrait of a lady. So before I starting the lecture, one thing is that you need to get a screenshot or the things that reliable source is written over on the board. So you can even jot it down while I am speaking, or else you can just jot down the things what I say to you and explain to you. The first chapter is Portrait of a Lady. It is written by Ch-1, and you would be glad to listen to that. He is one of the prominent and immense writer in English literature. So if you talk about an author, he is an Indian author, lawyer and journalist. So basically he is having a combination, because see, 2 points, he is journalist and the author also. So as you all know that the language of Times of India is having, vocabulary is like enormous. So being a journalist, he is having such immense vocabulary, and he is a writer. So way of expressions that he is having, and he was a lawyer also. So over here, Train to Pakistan, an experience-based story. His well-known work, the novel that he has written, that is Train to Pakistan, and that is based on the experience, based on the story. So what was the experience? That was the experience of partition of India, when India and Pakistan was parted. So he was born on 2nd of February 1915 and died on 20th March 2014. Awards. He has got a vast collection of these awards, but I have striked out something, that is Padma Bhushan and Honest Man of the Year and Sahitya Akademi Award. The word Akademi, the spelling is AKADEMI. So this is the special Sahitya Academy is working for the English literature in India. So if I talk about Ch-1, he would be like well-renowned person in English literature, because there are so many contemporary. You can say Chetan Bhagat is there, you can just Shobhade is there, Ruskin Bond is there. There are so many. R.K. Narayan. One of them is Ch-1. So he has jotted down something, a portrait of a lady. So if we go for what is the summary, and Portrait of a Lady is written in a first person biographical mode. Now what is first person mode? So if I narrate the story about myself, as I introduce myself, that is first person. If I talk about my own life, that is first person. Biographical is like the way we have lived our life or experience that we have got. So if we jot down certain things about ourselves, that is known as biological or biographical kind of things. So that is a biographical mode that he has given, that Portrait of a Lady. But who particularly that lady is? That is the first question, that Ch-1 has talked about a lady. And let us now come on this part, detailed account of grandmother. So now the things are clear, that he is talking about his grandmother. Grandmother was short, fat and slightly bent. The way these old aged people get bent, having their arm on the waist and they got bent due to the age. Silver hair. Now silver hair, that suggests us that the grandmother is the old one. Wrinkled face and hobble in the house. What is hobble? Hobble is like the way these old aged people, walk in the house. Like we young people, running or jumping all around. But these people, old people, may not be able to do so. So that is why he has written the word hobble in the house. And now this is the main point. The whole text depends upon these three discussions that we will be having. Three phases of life that is associated with the grandmother. So the next thing that we are going to talk about, these three, and before that I would like to discuss that the whole summary will be given in the next lecture. This is an orientation of the chapter or introduction, whatever you can say, orientation, you can say introduction of the chapter. So Khushwant Singh over here, he has talked about three phases of life which are associated with the grandmother. The first one is early life at village. Now what comes at early life? Because being young, he used to live with the grandmother, and Khushwant Singh's parents, they were in the city, they were living there. So he was going to school with the grandmother because the school was, it was like nearby to the temple. So grandmother used to go to the temple, and Khushwant Singh used to sit in the rows, I said, Baijana, and he used to study over there. So इसमें जो दो चीज कही गई है, स्कूल. नाउ फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कम्स इन आवर माइंड कि ग्रैंडमदर क्यों जाती है. सो इसका यही है कि दैट टेंपल पर्टिकुलरली वाज नियर बाय, इट वाज जस्ट एसोसिएटेड विद द स्कूल ओनली. सेकंड थिंग इज रीडिंग रिलीजियस स्क्रिप्चर्स. In that particular school, they used to read scriptures. Now, what is scriptures? Like the way we have Srimad Bhagavad Gita, or you can say Ramayana, Mahabharata. So these kind of scriptures are there. Quran is there. Bible is there. So reading of scriptures was there. And basically he was Sikh, so he used to read the religious book at school. Feeding stray dogs. Now, I have pointed out this point, feeding stray dogs. Now, what does it stand? You would be definitely understanding this point in our next lecture, because I will be talking about the whole summary, kind of points will be there. So feeding of dogs was one of the activities that they do. Now second phase that he is talking about is both migrate to the city. Now the grandmother and Khushwant Singh, they went to the city where Khushwant Singh's parents, they used to live. Now going to school alone. और ऑब्वियसली एक चीज होती है कि सिटी में जो पढ़ना है उसको, स्कूल्स आर अपार्ट फ्रॉम लाइक टेंपल, और वो सब उसको नहीं मिल रहा है. एंड बेसिकली जो चीजें हो रही है वहां पे, ही मे नॉट बी हैविंग दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. अब वहां पे नो स्ट्रे डॉग्स, लाइक दे यूज्ड टू फीड स्ट्रे डॉग्स, लेकिन अब वहां पे नहीं है बिकॉज ही कम्स एंड गोज इन स्कूल बस. म्यूजिक एंड नो स्क्रिप्चर्स. अब एक और सब्जेक्ट ऐड हो जाता है इसकी लाइफ में, एंड दैट इज म्यूजिक. जो म्यूजिक यहाँ पॉइंट मैंने इसलिए लिखा है बिकॉज ग्रैंडमदर शी डजंट वांट खुशवंत सिंह टू लर्न दैट म्यूजिक. वो क्यों है वो हम नेक्स्ट उसमें बात करेंगे. नो स्क्रिप्चर्स. नाउ इन दिस इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल दे डोंट हैव रिलीजियस स्क्रिप्चर्स एट ऑल. दे डोंट टॉक अबाउट रिलीजियंस एंड एवरीथिंग. और थर्ड फेज, ऑथर वेंट टू द यूनिवर्सिटी. ये जो दो फेज मैंने लिखे हैं, दिस टू फेजेस, वहां पे खुशवंत सिंह यूज्ड टू लिव विद ग्रैंडमदर ओनली. लेकिन अब यहाँ पे जो होता है, ऑथर वेंट टू द यूनिवर्सिटी, नाउ इज ग्रोन अप. राइटर गॉट अनदर रूम. रूम इज लाइक पर्टिकुलरली आई हैव कोटेड द वर्ड, क्योंकि अब वो बड़े हो चुके हैं. ही हैज गॉट हिज ओन पर्सनल रूम. तो कॉमन बॉन्डेज जो था, जब तक स्कूल में पढ़ते थे तो खुशवंत सिंह यूज्ड टू लिव विद ग्रैंडमदर. अब वो यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ रहे हैं, दैट्स वाई वो बड़े हो चुके हैं और उनको अलग से रूम मिल गया है. एंड नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, फ्रेंडशिप वाज स्नैच्ड अवे. तो कॉमन जो एक बॉन्डेज था, क्योंकि एक रूम में रहते थे, और वो छीन जाता है. तो ये जो तीन फेज की उन्होंने जो बात की है, लाइक द वे ही हैज गिवन थ्री फेजेस इन हिज लाइफ. तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में विल बी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड दैट व्हाट एंड हाउ दिस ग्रेजुअल थिंग्स हैपन इनटू द लाइफ ऑफ खुशवंत सिंह. अगेन मैं आपको बता देता हूँ थोड़ा समरी टाइप कि भाई दिस होल चैप्टर द पोर्ट्रेट ऑफ लेडी इज thoroughly dedicated to grandmother जो कि ओल्ड है, शी इज फैट, शी इज शॉर्ट एंड स्लाइटली बेंट। तो 3 फेजेस जो उसने बात की है कि भाई अर्ली एज, उन्होंने ग्रेजुअल जो स्टोरी आती है तो गांव में कैसा होता था, व्हाट हैपेंड इन द विलेज, बोथ माइग्रेट टू द सिटी। अब सिटी में आने से क्या होता है, लाइक जो मैंने यहाँ कहा कि लाइक फीडिंग स्ट्रे डॉग्स, अब वहां स्ट्रे डॉग्स नहीं आते हैं। So what grandmother did is like feeding the sparrows, the birds. उसके बाद author went to the university और again एक पॉइंट आता है जहां यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ते हैं। तो ये 3 phases जो उन्होंने कहा है he has dictated in such a immense manner I would say because Khushwant Singh being a journalist, being a lawyer, being an Indian author, he has interwoven this story in an immense way that he has presented to us. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about these 3 phases in detail. Up to this, we'll be in contact with this kind of summary. और अगर उसमें कुछ डिटेल होगा तो we'll be having the live session और उस लाइव सेशन में उसके बारे में भी हम लोग बात करेंगे। तब तक के लिए be safe. Thank you very much.